Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now this is the Q&A video for September. We do these every month, basically just to have more interaction with you guys at home. I know many people have questions about League and other things that they want to get answered, but they don't really know where they can get them answered. You know, there's Reddit or stuff, but I give the option for myself every month to do it. Now, one thing before we get into it, obviously, if you're a long-time viewer, the series has changed, but if you're a new viewer, then obviously you won't really know. But up here, right at the top here, there is ask.fm/HuzzyGamesLol. This is where now, or from now on, I'm going to get the questions from. So you can sign up. I think you can sign in through like Facebook or Twitter, or just make an account, and you can simply ask me questions. This is where I'm going to get all of my questions from now on. So far, I've had about 150 questions. I think I've answered about 90 or so. So I am answering back, and in this particular video series, this will be for people that just want to see all the answers, or as many as I possibly can do in half an hour, because that's generally how long these are, per month. And then, obviously, if you guys are still interested at looking at questions and looking at answers, just go on the ask.fm page in between the episodes every month, and you can just like look at my responses and ask me a question, and I'll probably answer if it's a good question. So that's pretty much that bit. Now, before we get into the bulk of the questions, I thought I'd just quickly say, use your own music in the background if you do want music. I tend not to put music in most of my videos nowadays because I know people have different tastes in music style to me. So yeah, you put your own music on in the background if you do want music. So, before we get into the main questions on Ask.fm, I thought I'd just go over 3 questions that I find come up a lot, just to get them out of the way. So, the first one is, how old am I? I'm 20 years old. I may look a little bit older than what I actually am, but that's probably because of beard. When I shave this off, I look, God, a lot younger. I kind of like the beard, but I am kind of thinking about shaving it off because, as I say, I probably look at least 5 years older than I actually am. What do I do? Do I have a job or anything? No, I am a university student and I'm studying computer game design. It's going fairly well. I'm just about to go into my second year in 2 weeks yesterday. So yeah, on the 29th. And then this is the one I always get confused about, is where do I play League? And a lot of people think I play on North America. No, I play on EU West. I am from Great Britain. Originally Welsh, now live in England. So yeah, I have my all 3 accounts, so Huz Lightyear, and HuzzyGames, are all on Europe West. That's it. I don't play on NA, I don't play EU North or East, it's all on EU West. But that's it. Thanks for the basic questions. Hopefully I won't see them popping up as much anymore. Excuse me. So let's now get into the Ask.fm questions. How it's going to work, because obviously I can't go through them all. I'm just going to like skim read and just keep scrolling down and just try to cover as many as possible. What chair do I use is the first question. Good question. I haven't really made any video about it or any announcement. Some people probably know, but it is if I can position myself, it is a DXR Racer. And it's a U-Series? Yeah, U-Series. And the U-Series is kind of known as their most prestigious series, I think. It's certainly the most expensive. But it's designed more, because obviously if you've watched LCS, you can see the other DXR Racer chairs. And a lot of the DXR Racer chairs are really skinny. And obviously I'm a bit overweight, but not massively. But I've always had really big shoulders, like really wide, broad shoulders. And this chair is perfect for people that have wide shoulders. It fits perfectly for me. So that's the reason I got mine. If you go on their website, there's all different series and all of them do different things. But basically the reason I got mine is that I've just got wide shoulders and it's the most comfortable personally for me. So yeah, thanks for the question. Next one coming in is, will I try to get Master Tier? Ooh, good question. Honestly, the answer right now is no. The main goal for me is just to get back to Diamond 1. Which I am slowly getting back to. Obviously, I was Diamond 1 a while ago, and not anymore. But a lot of people may not know, I have 2 accounts in Diamond. I've got my Diamond 2 account, which is my main account called HuzzyGames, and then my Smurf is actually Diamond 4. I'm playing the Smurf quite a bit right now because I'm transitioning into the jungle. I'll announce it here. I was a top laner and I was having fun with top, but I just couldn't find that I couldn't carry enough games to get back to Diamond 1. So I am moving back to the jungle, which I probably enjoy the jungle more so than anything anyway, so that's kind of good for me. So yeah, I'm playing on the Smurf just to get the feel back. You know, it's an account that I don't really care about as much. I'll always go for the win, but if I lose, hey, not really a big deal. So yeah, I'm playing on that quite a bit, and that account, the Smurf, is Diamond for like 80 points. So if I continue playing that, I probably can overtake my main account, but very soon I will probably ditch the Smurf and just spam games on the main account, because nearly every game I'm getting fed in jungle now. It's probably about 80% of games I'm getting fed, and then 20% I'm not doing great. I don't really just have an average game, and that's one thing I've always had a problem with, even back in Absolute Zero. I'll either wreck, get fed, or I'll feed. That is a problem that I've had, because I'm a very all-in player, I'm a very aggressive player, and yeah, that's kind of what happens. You just got to make the percentage more in your favour than against. But Master Tier-wise, probably not this season. I might go for it next season, because this season I really was stupid and I mucked up in solo queue nearing the start. I made it too hard for myself because I kept picking champions that I don't actually know. Like, you'll see a Rammus game in there, you'll see a Nautilus game in there. I don't play them champions, and yet I picked them in solo queue. So I was being a bit of an idiot. I should have just, like, had my champion pool, kept to my champion pool, and I probably would have been Diamond 1 by now. But what can you do now? So thanks for the question. Right. Hey, Huz. You'd like to know from me, what do I think of some champions that just aren't played, even if they're reasonably good? Take Zvelkoz or Gnar or whatever. And do I think this will happen for Azir? I don't know with Azir. I've played him on the PBE, but honestly, playing him on the PBE doesn't really give you a good idea of how strong they are, because the average PBE player is not very good at all, and when you're a Diamond player playing it, yeah, you'll probably just get fed on anything anyway, so it's not a great test for the strength. Obviously, he probably is coming out in the next couple of days. He might even be out, and I haven't even checked this morning. But yeah, I have no idea if he'll be strong or not. He actually might be out right now, I don't know. And then Gnar is fairly strong, but people are still kind of discovering that he's better as a tank than a damage. You literally just build a brutalizer, then go pure tank, and he's very, 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 very strong. We've already seen him played ready in Challenger Series, which is actually fairly quickly, fairly quick, because you have to remember, a new champion usually isn't played in any competitive match for maybe a couple months. So, yeah, I think we definitely will see him. Will we see him in Worlds? Potentially. And then Zvelkoz, I don't rate Zvelkoz as a very good champion. Zvelkoz is basically like, let's think about it, a mini Xerath, and Xerath is just better because, you know, he's a poke champion that when he casts his ultimate, he has to stand still, does a lot of AoE damage, boom, it's basically Xerath, and Xerath is just superior. So that's probably the reason why Zvelkoz isn't picked, because just Xerath is a better poke mid champion right now. Xerath probably is the best poke champion right now. So yeah, that is pretty much down to the reason. And then as a support, he's far too squishy as a support on average to do well against the likes of Leona, Thresh, Braum, all of them champions. So yeah, I don't really rate Zvelkoz as a very good champion, and that's probably why majority of the professionals don't really pick him, is because they don't think he's strong either. So thanks for the question. Right. Hey Huz, I was wondering what are my thoughts on the AD Assassin mid-meta that's coming back around again? And who do I dread going up against in mid lane? So the AD Assassin meta is coming back a little bit. It was never dead, because obviously the big thing that hurt it was the exhaust nerf that, you know, Zed, when he ulted in, 50% damage reduction with exhaust. That's kind of what happened. But Zed was actually still around. You saw the occasional Zed every now and then. But now that exhaust has got nerfed again, obviously Zed has come back. While this exhaust was in play, that it kind of ruined Zed, that's when Talon emerged, because it didn't affect him as much. But now that exhaust has come back, Talon's just kind of stayed around. So right now in mid lane, we kind of have two assassins that are AD. There may be more, but off the top of my head, I can think of just the two, and that is Zed and Talon. And I have to say, I fairly enjoy it. I enjoy playing as AD assassins, and I enjoy playing against them because you have to play in a particular way that is quite fun. So yeah, I'm quite for the AD assassin meta coming back. I like variety. If all the champions in mid lane are just AP, that's kind of boring. So yeah, I like it. And then who do I dread going up against in mid lane? Pretty much, if you ask any decent mid laner or like Diamond plus mid laner, they should generally have the same question or answer, sorry, and that would be Syndra. A good Syndra can beat anything in mid lane, and that's just a fact. Syndra is arguably the best 1v1 mage in the game. Even better than obviously Fizz, because Fizz you can easily miss your ultimate with Syndra. Her stun is actually very easy to hit. So yeah, definitely a Syndra if they're a good Syndra. So thanks for the questions. Right, scroll down. So yeah, as I mentioned, I am just scrolling down a little bit. So next one, please discuss champion selection for junglers and a basic thought process on who to select, i.e. do I choose damage Kha'Zix, tanky Maokai, early game Lee Sin, all that type of thing. And how do I decide to pick versus the enemy team? So this is a question that I don't think many people would have trouble with, because a lot of it is just common sense. If you're say like last pick, but you've suddenly got jungle, and your whole team is AD, pick an AP jungler. If vice versa, if your whole team is AP, pick an AD jungler. Or the biggest thing, and the best thing that I just have to say is pick your best jungler. Period. If your best jungler is Kha'Zix jungle, play it like every game. It may be boring, but if you just want to get up in rating, that is probably the best way to do it. But when it comes down to if your champion pool is like Kha'Zix, Maokai, or like Lee Sin, what you have to remember, a lot of people say early game Lee Sin. Don't kind of refer to Lee Sin as early game, because I actually think Lee Sin's best stage is his late game. And a lot of people, maybe of the lower elos, focus purely on damage. No, you pick Lee Sin as a utility jungler pick. Purely for, and this is where a lot of the time Lee Sin isn't actually used as he should be in low elo, but it's ward kicking, so, or just flank kicking, flash kicking, whatever, that you get the AD carry late game and you kick them into your team. That is pretty much what Lee Sin is used for, or he's kicked to get rid of somebody out of a team fight. And that's what Lee Sin is amazing at, that's what he excels at, and that's what he probably should be always picked for. But again, the biggest thing is pick whatever you're good at. Don't pick something you're not good at. Like, if you go, your whole team is like talking, they're all AD, and then someone goes, oh, we need an AP jungler, pick Fiddlesticks. If you don't play Fiddlesticks, don't pick it. Just simply say, I don't play Fiddle. So, yeah, just pick what you're good at is my best advice, and that should be kind of the only advice. When it comes down to, like, when you're thinking about comps and everything, that kind of comes in ranked 5s, but not really solo queue. So, anyway, thanks for the question. Right, next one. Hey, you just rushed placement matches and you got placed in Silver 4. In normals, you get matched with a mid-gold, low-plat. Do you think I'll escape Silver easily? So a lot of people make this mistake. Never, and I mean never, say like, oh, I'm good enough to be gold because I play with them in normals, because that is so irrelevant. Normal games, and this is the same, like I've asked so many people because I was like, is it just me? But it's not. Ranked is where people try hard, they do their best. Normals is where people mess around. You don't give 100% in a normal game if you're a ranked player. So, yeah, I have no idea if you can escape Silver, because your best could be, you know, Silver level, where them gold and platinum players you say you're playing with, they could be playing to a Silver level in normals because they're just having fun. They're just mucking around. So I have no idea if you can escape Silver easily. Just all I'll say is do your best and play what you know, and hopefully, obviously you've just got around a month or so, maybe just over a month to actually get gold, because of the end of the season is coming around that time. So thanks for the question. When am I going to make another Valiant Hearts video? You really enjoyed watching those. Okay. So many of you probably aren't aware, Valiant Hearts was a series that I was doing just kind of on the side. It was a game that I was planning on playing anyway, and yeah, I just recorded it for the sake of recording it. Thing with a side series is that's it. They're always going to be a side series because League of Legends is the main content on the channel, and if I find that my time... If I haven't got much time, or if I'm doing other things, obviously other side series are just going to be pushed aside. And one thing, and again, I'm not somebody that always looks at viewer numbers and all that type of thing, but you kind of do have to take it in consideration of how much time you're investing in recording it, playing it, rendering it, editing it, whatever. So that time invested versus how much you're getting back from it. So yeah, how many views you're getting, likes, all that type of thing. So I don't know. I don't know when I'll make another Valiant Hearts video, if ever. If I do, then again, I don't really know. I'm planning on putting a couple of other games on the channel soon. I just thought, well, I'll say it here. Many of you who follow me on Facebook and Twitter and everything will know that I actually bought a Wii U the other day. It actually arrived yesterday, and I got Mario Kart 8. There you go, you see it now. And I'm getting Hyrule Warriors. It's coming on Friday. I am actually thinking about getting a capture card, which will allow me to record Wii U footage, and then do occasional Wii U footage. You know, when Brawl comes out, I'll do that. You know, Mario Kart 8, obviously. But I'm thinking about doing that. But obviously, it'll never overtake League of Legends. You know, I don't see me stopping League content or moving another game to the side forever, basically, unless I really do just quit League. Obviously, when World of Warcraft comes out, Warlords of Draenor, there'll be a fair amount of WoW content on the channel because I'll be playing that game a lot. You know, when the day of release, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour live stream and everything. Or not, it might be 24 hours, but maybe not. Like, it's basically just going to be me leveling. If I can make it, then I'll do it, like, in one go. But now that I just kind of think about it, I remember I did it in one go, basically, in Mr. Pandaria, but that was only 5 levels. Warlords of Draenor's 10. You know, it's 90 to 100, so I don't know if I'll be able to make that, but we'll see. But yeah, I have no idea about Valiant Hearts, sorry. Next question. Okay, another game. Do I plan on making Hearthstone videos? Because you'd like to see some from me. Great channel, keep up the good work. Thank you. I did actually make Hearthstone videos in the past, a while ago. It was basically when Hearthstone first came out. But no, I don't really plan on making any games other than like League stuff and maybe obviously the Wii stuff. But yeah, I'm not really a massive Hearthstone player. When I've played it in the past, I think the best rank I got to was like 11. And again, I hardly have played it, but I think I got to rank 11 and I play a hunter deck. So yeah, I have honestly no idea. If I play it, I play it, and if I find that I'm playing it quite a bit, then yeah, I'll record it. But I doubt that I'll probably play a lot of it. So thanks for the question. Okay, hey Huz, how do I work out what champions best fit my playstyle? You play a lot of Zed, Riven, Lee Sin, as often to try and kill my lane opponents one-on-one in lane phase. But I feel being able to scale into late game is still important. How do I know if I should be playing early game or late game champions? Well, 2 of the 3 champions you just kind of said there are massive late game champions, being Zed and Riven. Zed and Riven are better. Well, you could argue that Riven's early game is good, but Zed and Riven are known as some of the best late game champions in the game. And then obviously Lee Sin, his damage is early on, but then his utility comes in later game. So yeah, your question is a bit confusing because maybe you don't know they're late game champions, which would be weird, but them 3 is actually a pretty good champion pool. Obviously you're mainly focusing around AD champions, but that's fine. They're aggressive champions. You kind of got to get ahead early on most of them to do well. If you're playing them in top lane, I wouldn't play Zed top lane, but Riven and Lee Sin. Lee Sin arguably has kind of been nerfed as well. So, I don't know. You know, you got to kind of get ahead with them, but they'll still be useful in late game. Obviously, Zed and Riven, damage-wise, will be very high late game, and then Lee Sin as a tank that can kick people late game is obviously very good as well. But yeah, just how do you work it out? You just keep playing champions and just see if it works, basically. If you're an early game player that wants good late game scaling, maybe try Wukong up top lane because he's actually not bad. Right. Hello Huzzy, you're a silver player and you got there on your first 10 games, but lately you've been going on a lose streak and a very serious one, almost 15 in a row. Wow. The thing is, you're not playing bad, you're just getting bad teammates. Right. First thing, forget about your teammates. If I ever hear people go, oh, I'm this rating or I'm losing because of my team, don't, because that is the most stupid excuse anybody can give. Because basically to climb ELO, you have to carry. And obviously, yeah, your advice is, you know, give me advice to carry. But yeah, never blame your team. Obviously, there will be the occasional game that your team will lose you the game, but that's just solo queue. That is the world of solo queue. Occasionally, you're going to lose people a game. You're going to have that bad game. You're going to feed, and there'll be someone on your team that is like, oh, this guy is just losing me the game. It happens. It's solo queue. So never blame your teammates for being the rating that you are, because that's the rating you deserve. Now, as for carrying, I'd always recommend the roles of mid and jungle, because I think they just provide the most map pressure. And if your mid and jungle are doing well, either or, if your mid lane is doing well, killing their opponent one-on-one and then roaming, that's great. Or if your jungle is doing well, he can get every lane fed. I'd always recommend them roles, but obviously play what you're best at. So if you're an AD carry, continue doing that. But just try... The biggest thing that I kind of always say is a lot of people are like, yeah, that's just obvious. But a lot of people don't think about it. It's just think about what you're doing more. A lot of people play League of Legends and they're just dull. They, you know, their expression is whatever. They're not actually thinking about what they're doing. Think about it. You'll see me, if I'm playing jungle, while I'm on camps, etc., I'm not thinking, I'm not like just looking at the camp like dead and just like, oh, I'm killing wraiths. I'm thinking about what I'm doing. I'm looking around the map. I'm planning on what I'm doing. I'm thinking about it. So I'd always recommend everybody to think about actually what they want to achieve in the game and try to do it. And again, I can't stress it enough, never blame your teammates, because that is just a poor excuse. If you're not good enough to carry, then you're not good enough to go up. It's that simple. Say if your rating is like here, to be up here, you've got to play even higher. You've got to play like you just belong there already. And if you don't belong there, then you simply won't get there. That's just how it works. Anyway, thanks for the question. So we've been going for 20 odd minutes. These generally last about half an hour, so we've got about 10 minutes left. So, next one. So actually, we're going to swap over to questions that I've already answered. Just to be fair to people that I've already answered, I'll put them in the video, so we'll do occasional ones. So, the first one is, Huz, you have gone on tilt quite bad or quite hard lately, and you're making rookie mistakes. Is there anything you can do to get back to normal? So the first thing I'll say is mistakes are normal. The biggest thing, a lot of people say, what's the difference between like bronze and gold to diamond, is the idea of knowledge. Obviously is a big one, but mistakes are massive. In bronze, a lot of obviously mistakes have happened, but bronze people don't have the knowledge to know it's a mistake to counter it. Where in diamond, mistakes happen still all the time, but they are shown a little bit more. That say if I misposition up in top lane, that could be a mistake, and my top lane opponent could know that, and they could try and kill me from it because they know I mispositioned. Where in bronze, they probably wouldn't know I mispositioned. So mistakes are normal. So firstly, just get it in your head that you're going to make mistakes, and that's completely fine. You say rookie mistakes, so maybe you are making very basic mistakes, but still, mistakes are normal, so don't worry about that. Just try and, you know, minimize how many you're making. Now, the biggest thing that I do when I'm on tilt is I stop playing League of Legends and I go onto a different game. And that could be, now it could be Mario Kart 8. I can go on Mario Kart 8, win a race, and then I go back on League. The whole thing with tilting is when you feel you're not playing well and then you turn up and you're not playing well. It's not really anything to do with mechanics, it's just all mental. So if you go into a different game and win at it, simply just win, come first in it, you know, go play COD, go play CSGO, go play WoW Arena, I don't know. But go play something and win at it, and that will get your mindset back to normal. Or at least in my case, that's what happens for me. So again, thanks very much for the question. Hopefully that helped. What is my opinion on most people in the oceanic servers being bronze? Ooh, that's controversial. So I replied to this answer, and basically I said, it's a new server, so the quality of play is going to be a lot worse than other servers. Obviously, the best servers, or the ones known as kind of the best, is obviously the Korean and Chinese. They're way above everybody else, apparently, in solo queue. Then we've got Europe and North America. So you've got Europe West, North America. Let's put them on the same kind of line just to be political. And then we'll put EU Nordic East below EU West and North America, because that's just simply. And then right at the bottom, you do have Turkey, Brazil, and Oceanic. Now, the reason for that is because they are new servers. They are attracting new players to come in, and obviously some players have never played League before, or, you know, it's just the way it is. So what I'd say is Oceanic is still a fairly new server. It's been, what, about a year maybe? So I'd give it another year or so. You know, the majority of players, from what I know, you know, I've watched the occasional Oceanic stream. I've actually watched their competitive league, and yeah, it's a lot less than what we have in, you know, the Western world or the Asian world, whatever. But it's just time. Everything comes with time, especially with a new server. And I do think, you know, the likes of Brazil, Oceania, and Turkey, they'll do fine eventually. But yeah, I do think the quality of play obviously is lower than the other servers. But again, that is the time reason, honestly. So that's that question. Next one. Do I believe I am professional at League of Legends? I'm not a professional player. Definitely not a professional player. First, by many things. Firstly, I'm technically not paid to play League of Legends. I get money from League of Legends, but that's from YouTube, not from LoL. So no, in that respect, not a professional. And the second thing, I'm nowhere near good enough to act as a professional, maybe. You know, if I ever were to go against Amazing, TSM Amazing in the jungle, he'd crush me. If I ever went against Cutie Pie and AD Carry, he'd crush me. I'm just worse than them players, and obviously they are the professionals. But obviously there is a point that I'm probably, like, if you have an average player here and an LCS professional here, I'm somewhere in the middle, because although I don't, you know, I don't get paid by Riot or anything, I do get paid technically for playing the game. You know, I do content on it, and then I get paid for doing that. And obviously, you know, I'm nowhere near, you know, one of the best players in Europe West, but I'm in the top 0.3% on the server, which isn't bad. But again, the majority of that is I'm nowhere near good enough to be professional. I don't get actually paid from Riot to be a professional, but I do get money. So it's a bit of like weird boundaries. But anyway, thanks for the question. So I'll do maybe 3 or 4 more questions, and that'll be it. What's the next one? Is there any chance AZO will get back together? You'd love seeing us back together. Please try. So I doubt we'd ever get back together. If we do, maybe it would, or maybe it'd be a different roster. I'm not really sure, but basically, many of you probably, well, you don't know the ins and outs of what happened, but it was just a lot of small problems just added up, much like CLGs. But everybody liked each other in the team. We all got along. You know, we met at real life. We spent the weekend at Fire's house and had a LAN. So, yeah, we basically just folded due to just several problems just piling on. I do know that Vale and Duff quit playing League of Legends, but I think they've just come back. Maybe. I know Fi's been busy with other things, but he's playing. And I know Thor, he joined a team, but I don't think that worked out. So all of us, maybe, but again, I think, from what I've seen, I think Fi might be playing with Vale and Duff now. I'm not really sure. Vale and Raven, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I doubt we'd ever get back together. But trust me, I do want to play Ranked 5s again. I miss playing Ranked 5s. You know, I'd definitely go back as a jungler now more than anything. I didn't really enjoy playing Ranked 5s as a top laner because I just didn't. I don't think it was really for me. So, if I did go to Ranked 5s, I'd play as jungle. And I actually am looking for a Ranked 5s team. Very slowly and just kind of in the background. But I am actually looking at potential teams to join. Or, if that doesn't work, I am very tempted to make my own team. It will take quite a bit of effort, but I am tempted. So, who knows? Maybe I'll make my own team. And I'm seriously thinking about making a forum post and potentially even a video saying I'm looking for members. So, yeah, maybe. So a couple more questions. Where do I get all my cool jerseys and hats and stuff? Yeah, many of you probably be like, I think Huzz is confused. But this is obviously a CLG jersey and this is a TSM hat. I've got quite a bit of jerseys and stuff. Right over my shoulder here somewhere, there, is a TSM poster signed by TSM. And there's another one that side of the room. And I'm actually doing kind of a thing that I'm buying all the jerseys of the LCS, so all the NA ones, all the EU ones, and I'm actually going to have a gaming room eventually and have them all framed around the room. That's the plan anyway. And then if I go to North American LCS eventually, or Europe West, or Europe LCS, I'll take the jerseys and hopefully get them signed, or that's the idea. I have talked to Odie, who's the owner of Dignitas, because I already have a Dignitas jersey. But if I were to buy another one, he'd actually get it signed for me. So yeah, I'm tempted to do that. But yeah, it's very basic. The team websites, that's it. So if you want the CLG jersey, go to the CLG website and click the store button. If you want TSM stuff, go to the TSM website. I think it's solomid.net. Click on store. That simple. That's where I get them from. And if you're wondering where I get like the monkey shirt and the avatar shirt and all different things, that one's for human peoples. I recently got a Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter shirt. That was from the official Rooster Teeth store. So yeah, it's just from the official sites. The only thing I'd say, like this type of thing and the hats and everything, it is fairly expensive because it is official merchandise and it's kind of new. You know, they haven't been doing merchandise for very long considering everything. So yeah, it's a bit expensive, but if you have the money to spare, then yeah, go ahead. So we're going to do one more question. What should we do? What are some common mistakes you see new YouTubers make? And any mistakes in my past videos that you're like, why did I do that? So the big thing that kind of puts me off watching a video or anything is bad mic quality. You know, mic. No, I'm not saying that every new YouTuber needs to buy something like this, because you don't. But when I first started, in my early videos, my audio quality was fine. I had like a decent headset and it was good enough. Where some mics you hear terrible static and honestly it just puts people off. You know, I understand a lot of people don't have, I don't know, £50 to spare on a headset when they first start, but if you are thinking about doing YouTube, you do need some like vital things, and that is a decent PC, a decent microphone. And without them type of things, you know, I wouldn't even try, because you need a decent PC to have decent quality, like FPS and everything, and you need a decent mic to actually let people hear you in the right way. And then something that I've done in my past videos that I was like, why did I do that? I have a very big tendency to repeat a certain word. I just latch onto a word. And that is because, obviously, I'm still fairly new to this. I'm not some, I don't know, radio DJ who's done this for 20 years. I'm a guy that's done this for a year in my bedroom. So if I do a commentary and then, I don't know, if the word's literally, or if it's amazing, or if it's seriously, I don't know what the word is, but occasionally I'll just latch onto a word and I just will keep saying it throughout the video. And I don't even realize that I'm doing it until I go into editing, or in the comments section, which a lot of people point out. So that is one thing that I make mistakes on and I know I need to improve, but I am aware of it, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. But that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This has been September Q&A. Again, over there, that way, ask.fm/HuzzyGamesLol. After watching this video, if you have questions that weren't answered, whatever, I will be answering questions. So if you already asked one, it hasn't been, don't do it again, because I will get through them. But if you've got a new question, feel free to ask it right now, and I'll probably be typing away answering questions. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So goodbye!